Hello everyone. I don't know what to say. Oh my gosh. Ugh. I literally don't know what to say. I don't know if I'm gonna post this video.
It sounds so cheesy because a lot of people say that all the time and it ends up on YouTube.
You've probably realized that the past couple of weeks I've been posting videos that seem a little outdated. That's because they are outdated. I haven't actually made a video myself in a while other than editing up a few of my old videos because I've spent 5 weeks in Sydney. At the beginning of the 5 weeks I started shooting a video explaining that I was moving to Sydney. Hello guys, I just packed a whole heap. This is my computer I've packed my guitar of course. And for those of you that follow me on Instagram, if you don't already, check it out. It's at Amity Gilmore. Yeah, I'll leave a link down in the description below. For those of you who had probably been seeing on my Instagram, I was in Sydney for a while and I did things like putt-putt golf. And also went and explored this incredible place. You probably saw a lot of captions of lengthwise talking about things very vaguely because I didn't exactly explain to people 100% what was going on. I just want to talk through this and get my thoughts out on what's been going on. From January this year, I started to have a lot of issues health-wise. I know I've said that before. I haven't exactly gone straight into it, but let's do this. So January to about April, I'm going in and out of hospital with abdominal pain, major bloating, nausea, vomiting, so many other symptoms that I literally can't think them off by heart. Nobody knew what was going on. I had scan after scan, ultrasound after ultrasound. I had a scope done. I live in a regional area, so in terms of living in a regional area in health-wise, it means that yes, there are a lot of expertise in the area, but if you for some reason end up having a rare condition that people don't quite hear of that much, then people aren't gonna know much about it and know how to diagnose you in a regional area. Now that said, I am so thankful for all the medical teams in the local area. It's just for a condition that I had, I wasn't able to get enough help here in the regional areas and I had to go to the city, which is why I went to Sydney to get some help. I ended up in Sydney losing a lot of weight. I mean, I've lost a lot of weight since January. I was 80 kilos January, now I'm like 64.2. Sorry about that. So while a lot of people think, oh yeah, that's a really good achievement, losing weight, I wasn't trying to lose weight. Yes, I was quite overweight, but I lost weight really quickly without trying and I'm still losing weight. This condition went on for a while before getting diagnosed. I had at one point a bit of a scare when I went to hospital. I had a nurse administer a pain medication. I won't say which one, but let's just say it's one of the strongest pain medications in the field. I was overdosed. It ended up being a major scare for me now. Even when I go into hospitals getting medication, I'm so afraid because of that time when I was overdosed. The next day after I was administered the medication, I was slipping in and out of a coma, and we found out later that if I slipped into that coma and didn't fight against it, then I wouldn't be alive. This is gonna sound really weird, but while it was happening, I had this feeling inside of me that I couldn't fall asleep. I just had to stay awake. My mum remembers being on one side of the room with me being like, I can't fall asleep. She's like, it's okay, just go to sleep. I'm like, no, I can't fall asleep. So fast forward a couple of months from May and we get to about August, and in August I had really bad pain spout. I was losing a lot of weight. I wasn't able to eat properly. So I ended up calling a friend who lives down in Sydney and saying, hey, can I go spend some time with you so that I'm closer to the hospitals there and so I can see a specialist there. I was down in Sydney. I think it was like the second day or third day in Sydney. I had my over the phone appointment with my GP, and my GP sent a referral off to a gastroenterologist. I can't say that word. Gastroenterologist. A specialist. Once it was referred, I got a call 2 days later saying that the appointment was scheduled for about a month later. However, 2 weeks later, I ended up in emergency again, and they had told me to contact my specialist to let him know that I was in emergency to bring the appointment forward. So that's what I did, and the appointment was brought forward. I went to the appointment kind of hoping to get answers and hoping to get a step forward, and that's exactly what happened, which I'm thankful for. I went into the appointment and he explained that it could be something called gastroparesis, which is a weird condition. The only reason I heard of gastroparesis was because I came across it after watching a movie ages ago, and I didn't even know it was called gastroparesis, but I watched a movie and the girl in it just happened to have a condition that was quite all her symptoms seemed to match up, everything seemed to seem the same. So I kind of had this movie in my mind the whole time, but kind of pushed it aside thinking that's ridiculous. Like, you don't get health issues, you don't get health information from a movie, like. But then my mom had said, I was thinking about this movie we watched a couple of years ago, and I was like, no, I don't think it's that. And mom said, well, it sounds very familiar. So we did some more research. I went to my GP and talked to him about it, and he seemed to kind of think a little bit like that, but not at the same time, more thinking that it was constipation. When I went to the gastroenterologist, he had said, yes, it's a high possibility, so I'm going to order a gastric emptying study. The gastric emptying study is gold standard for diagnosing gastroparesis. Usually gastric emptying studies are 4 hours long, however I had a 1 hour one. The next week I went into the gastric emptying study and I had to eat, I know this sounds really cool and all my friends thought it was like sounding like the beginning of a Marvel movie. I had to eat radioactive cornflakes. I know, it's like super cool to think about. To be honest, everyone was really excited to hear what it actually tastes like. It just tastes like cornflakes. As soon as I ate as much as I could, which wasn't all of it, I took a sip of water and then had to lay down on a table and lay there very still for 1 hour, which is very hard for me because I also have Tourette syndrome, so it was difficult to try and stay still. That day, may I point out, was actually, I was having a pretty good day because the previous 2 days before I was not good. I was vomiting up food all day, and so I ended up in emergency, and I had a drip and a few medications that kind of helped me pick up for the week. I wasn't expecting a result until 8 weeks time. I was a bit confused when he said that the appointment was in 8 weeks time. However, I was on my computer doing some work and editing a video when I got a call from a Sydney number, and I picked it up and it was my doctor, and he had said that, oh, your results have come back and it is showing that you have severe gastroparesis, which was quite a weird thing. Being unwell for about 9 months and then finally being told what the issue is like a relief, but also a worry all at the same time. Alright, so I'm going to just cut the filming for today right now, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to pick up and finish filming because there's a lot of noise out there, and also I'm exhausted. I need a bit of a break. See, like literally just going into town to do an appointment is exhausting and it sucks. See you guys tomorrow. Morning all, it is the next day. I feel a lot more refreshed and I'm just about to make lunch, so I'm gonna make some lunch and then sit down and explain basically what gastroparesis is and what it means for me. Afternoon, Princess Leia. Afternoon, King Eglon. Names courtesy of my brothers. Thank you, ladies.
I'm falling from the sky. I'm landing on the ground. You kissed me like a star, and I start to fly over the clouds. Between the feet of the sea.
So essentially what gastroparesis is the paralyzing of the stomach. So our stomach is very important in collecting nutrients, also pushing the food through into the next part. Everybody at the end of their stomach has a little thingy. I don't know what it's called. Little thingy at the end of the stomach does a thing where it makes the stomach contract so the food can get pushed through the stomach and into the intestines. Unfortunately for my body, it works a little differently. Sorry, my camera battery went flat. I do apologize for noise in the background. My brother's home. So, like I was saying before my camera went flat, my stomach, unfortunately, unlike other stomachs, doesn't actually do that contracting that makes the food get pushed through. My stomach is kind of always full because it empties very, very, very slowly. So if I was to take my lunch, for example, and by the way, before I had this lunch, I had to take a tablet 20 minutes earlier that helps my stomach to cause those contractions so that I can eat. If I'm to take something like this and take a bite, it then will go through my body, but it goes through my body quite slowly, and then it goes to the stomach. The food basically gets stuck in the stomach, and that contracting that also pushes the food through also actually collects the nutrients like all the vitamin D in the egg. I think there's vitamin D in egg, I'm pretty sure. But the nutrients that are in this egg that I have eaten don't actually get collected as easily. So I have a lot of troubles with malnutrition, which means my bones are really sore. They ache a lot, especially if I do physical activity. A lot of people may be thinking, well, burning calories, that's easily solved, just eat more food. However, eating a lot of food is a struggle because I will eat probably less than 500 calories a day. I know it sounds dangerous. It is, but that is literally something that I just can't control. I feel nauseous and sick most of the time, and some people with gastroparesis will eat a lot to try and eat and then vomit everything up. With me, I don't vomit that much because I simply just am too scared to get to that point to vomit. So I just eat less, which is not good. But either way, it kind of is bad because if you're vomiting everything up, then it's essentially like you haven't eaten anything at all. While most people during their day and how they eat is they eat about 3 massive meals a day. You know, you've got a big breakfast, a big lunch, and a big dinner, and then maybe little snacks throughout the day. I can't eat like that. I have to eat little snacks, very small portions throughout the day. So for instance, my lunch literally looked like 2 eggs with salt, and that's how I control getting enough food down without feeling nauseous. I still, however, feel extremely nauseous after eating because that is just how my body is working at the moment. The biggest problems with gastroparesis is losing weight, not being able to get enough nutrients, and also because I've got sluggish bowels on top of that, it means that food can get stuck in the bowels. Obviously, I'm still learning a lot about gastroparesis because it's very new to me. So yeah, I hope you like this video that basically explains my journey to diagnosis and basically what it means to me that I know at the moment. If you like this video, then give it a big thumbs up, and if you really loved it, click that subscribe button. Was this video interesting? Let me know in the comment section down below if you'd like to see more videos like this. I will actually let you guys know that I do have a music channel, so you can check that out. I'll leave a little thing up here you can check out. Also, if you want to see what I used to eat in a day, then I also have a video saying what I ate in a day before I had to modify my diet, and you can check that out up here as well. For now, that's it, and I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.